Look, I'm just going to weigh in on this real quick. I don't have a lot of time. I'm very busy tonight. I'm just going to get straight to the point. If it seems like I'm in a bad mood, it's not that. It's just that I'm tired of the same BS every year. It's literally the same damn thing every year. They come on here, ooh, is Michael Myers gonna die? This could be the last one. Ooh, you never know. Blah, blah, freaking blah. You do this every year. You did the same thing with H2O. You said, the face of good and the face of evil meet one last time. And you knew back then your ass was lying. But you said it anyway. Why? Because it sounded good for business. Listen, the Michael Myers fanatic ain't no spring chicken. He's almost 40 years old. I'm a Mac from way back. I'm almost 40. I've heard it all before. These are all tricks to get the fans interested in the new movie. This is all a trick. John Carpenter weighs in on if the franchise should end. And basically he says that they want it to end, as you can see here. But then he says that if it makes enough money, it's hard to say. Of course it's hard to say. You know why? Because it's making money. And you know what else? It's because they've said it 1,000,000 times over. We've heard this so many times. So let the Michael Myers fanatics save you some trouble. This is what's going to happen. More than likely, if they really want to end the story, they're going to kill Michael Myers. Like they killed him in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Even though, technically, they tried to bring him back in part 3. But everybody hated part 2 so much that they just decided to scrap it. Sort of like with Resurrection. But this is what's going to happen. They're going to kill Michael Myers, right? And then they're going to wait a few years. And then some jabroni from Hollywood is going to come along and he's going to be like, oh, I love Halloween. I've loved it ever since I was a child. Oh, but you know what I love? I just love the first one. Yep, I love the first one. I just love it so much. I love that Halloween atmosphere. I love the 1978 atmosphere. It was just like Halloween all in the air, you know. It's like Christmas, except it's Halloween. You know how they sing that stupid song? It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, but only it's Halloween instead of Christmas. Oh, I just love the atmosphere so much. Oh, and, you know, Michael Myers is going to come back 50 years later. 50 years after 1978. And then, you never know, they're crazy. They're so crazy, they might even try to bring Jamie Lee Curtis back. 60 years later. She'll be like, what, 80 years old, still fighting Michael Myers. You know why? Because all they do now is make legacy sequels, yeah. Yeah, because you can't come up with anything on your own, right? Just make a legacy sequel. Why not? It's worked 1,000,000 times before. Isn't that what you always do? You did the same thing with Scream, although technically it's still a sequel because they say that it follows up from part 4. And then what did you do? You couldn't call it Scream 5. No. You had to call it Scream. You know, and then you say, oh, well, we did it because we wanted to pay tribute to Wes Craven. No, you did it because you can't come up with any ideas So you had to use the title Scream because it's a name that everybody identifies with, because you're assuming that people have only seen the first one. Just like with Halloween, what did you do? You couldn't call it Halloween 2 because you assumed that people only seen the first one. So what did you do with Halloween 2018? What did you do? I'll tell you what you did. You called it Halloween. Ooh, Halloween. Halloween. And then what did you do? Not only did you call it Halloween, no, you didn't just do that. What you did was you used the exact same formula from the original Halloween. Michael Myers escapes Smith's Grove, stalks a bunch of teenagers. Gee, where have I heard that one before? Oh yeah, from a movie from 1978 called Halloween. You're doing what you always do. This is what you always do. So no, Halloween is not going to end. It's never going to end. As long as they make money, Halloween will never end. So ironically, they're calling this Halloween Ends. Yeah, this story ends. This one will end, but not Halloween itself. You know why? Because it's all about the money. It's all about the money. Don't tell me it's about the fans, because you're lying. No, it's not. It's about the money. You can't trick me. I'm too old. I've seen it all before. I've had people call me OG. People comment on the fact, oh, you're old. You're whatever. You're darn right I'm old. I am. I've seen it all before. You can't trick this old man. I've seen all of it. You're going to do what you always do. You're just going to reboot it. It's what you do, right? You're going to reboot it and repackage it as something else. Why? Because it's what you always do. Because you can't do anything different. Even I, an amateur writer, I'm amateur at best, and even I came up with an idea for Halloween in a matter of minutes. But you can't do that because you've got nothing else. It's the same old thing. One trick pony. Same old thing over and over and over again. And just like that watch party, it's so predictable because when Halloween Ends comes out, it's going to be the same thing. Let the Michael Myers fanatic paint a picture for you. It's going to be the same thing all over again. You know what they're going to do? They're going to have the watch party for Halloween Ends, and they're going to go on and on about how much they love you fans. Oh, we love you. We love you so much. We love you. But you know what they're going to do? They're just going to talk to certain ones, certain people in the higher ups, just like they did with this last Halloween watch party. The one that they claim they love the fans, and the Michael Myers fanatic is not faulting Judy Greer or even Andy Matichak. They're doing what they're supposed to do. But I'm going to paint a picture for you. They're just going to talk to the higher ups. They're not going to talk to any of you fans. You know, they're going to do what they always do. They're going to talk to We Watch the Movie. They might even bring in maybe Wolfman's Got Nards or Dumb Drums or whatever his name is, Drum Dums, whatever his name is. Shout out to all those guys. Shout out to Drum Dums and Wolfman's Got Nards. And they might even, you know what? They might even bring in Dave McRae. Bring him in there and talk to him, and then they're going to count that as talking to the quote-unquote fans, when really you haven't done anything. You've just done the same thing that you've been doing for years. Just recycle old stuff and you call it new. It's what you always do. As we speak, and if you don't see it at the end of this video, it's because I couldn't find it. But there's a meme of Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's an old woman. And you know what they say? They call it Halloween Forever or something like that. And they say, oh, it's coming out in 2044. Do you know why they say that? Because they know, the fans know, that Hollywood is going to do the same thing they always do. They're just going to repackage the original. They're going to bring in part-timers for a cheap pop, just like WWE. WWE does the same thing. What do? They call Goldberg, they call John Cena, and they call Stone Cold Steve Austin, and even The Rock if they're lucky. Do you know why they do that? The Michael Myers fanatic will tell you why they do that. They do that because they don't want to build new stars. They don't want to push new stars. It's the same thing with Halloween. Instead of pushing Andy Matichak, they're going to call Jamie Lee Curtis. It's what they do. It's the same old thing over and over and over again. I've just seen it all. That's what it is. Like it or not. Am I going to go see Halloween Ends? Of course. I'm an Andy Matichak fan. Of course I'm going to go see it. But other than that, you know, I'm not going to say anything else about this because I know what they're going to do already. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm very busy tonight. I'm the Michael Myers fanatic. I approve this message, even if you guys don't.